Good afternoon. My name is Heidi Maurer, and I'm the principal here at Kentlake High School. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our families, friends, community members, and most importantly, to our class of 2021.
Greetings to Kent School Board Directors, President Daniels, Kent School District staff, families, and most importantly, greetings to the Kent School District graduating class of 2021. I am profoundly honored to address you, the Kent School District class of 2021 today. First and foremost, because I am so proud of you, each and every one of you, for what you have accomplished, and I am so excited for what the future holds because of you. In your time at Kentlake and in Kent School District, you have gained knowledge and skills. In my 6 years at KSD, our mission has been to educate you in a learning organization rooted in excellence, equity, and community to prepare you for a globally competitive future, ready to excel in college, careers, and life. This is what we strive to do. We do this imperfectly. We do this in both a wonderfully beautiful and a very challenging world. As your educators, your parents, your mentors, we wish we could take away the challenges and shield you from the disappointments of the world. But unfortunately, there was no hiding the pandemic and all of its challenges from you in your last years of high school. So today, as you move on from this chapter of your life, I want to honor the struggles you have faced, that we have faced together. I honor your grief, your anger, your anxiety. I honor your frustration with remote learning. I honor your loneliness from missing friends and family. I honor your fear. I honor your hope. I honor all the struggles you have faced and conquered to get here today to your graduation. I honor the beauty and the pain of your story that is unique to each of you. I honor your efforts because whether you know it today or not, you have learned. You have grown through each battle you fought, either big or small. Finally, I honor your struggles because our world will benefit from what you have learned during this moment in history. While it is not on you, class of 2021, to heal the brokenness of the world or to achieve impossible standards of perfection, you have everything you need to solve the problems in front of you. You have learned from our mistakes. You have found your voice, and you can go confidently into your next steps, knowing what you have already been able to overcome. So today is a celebration, even if it is not the one you imagined it would be. It is the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. It is the step on the path of a journey that for each of you will continue to be defined by your choices and shaped by your core values. And it is such an honor for me to celebrate this accomplishment with you. Now, I look forward to all that you will do for our community and our world. Congratulations, class of 2021.
For those of us who have been around a while, we can look back on our lives and identify certain events as defining our generation, shaping us. For my parents' generation, it was the assassination of JFK. Many in my generation remember vividly the explosion of the Space Shuttle Challenger and the fall of the Twin Towers. As the class of 2021 thinks back on their life, I'm quite certain that March 12th, the change to remote learning, will stand out. It was the first opportunity that we had as a community to be directly impacted by a global pandemic. And although some may define this period of time with words like quarantine, isolation, and trauma, I am hoping that our graduates will use different words like perseverance, resiliency, and grace. Adversity has the possibility to bring out the best in people, and it certainly did that with the class of 2021. This group of seniors defined tenacity, leadership, and grit. And it doesn't surprise me at all that you would be the class to respond with grit, empathy, and dedication. Like true falcons, you have soared above the uncertainty around us and responded with grace and kindness and a strong sense of family. At Kentlake, we often talk about the Falcon family. A family, by definition, is a group of people related by birth or by relationship or by some combination of these. Students, it is the relationship you have with each other and with Kentlake staff that has made us a family for the last 4 years. Like any family, we have had our ups and downs. We have had conflict that has pushed our patience, our love for each other, and our respect. We have had victories that we have celebrated together. And through these experiences, we have learned, laughed, and healed with each other, just like a family. The class of 2021 has had some outstanding accomplishments. We are proud of this class's dedication to the performing arts. We are proud of our band, who is at the heart of the Falcon family. Recently, they have been playing in the Commons in the morning to greet students as they enter the building. When our band plays, it feels like home. Our students' scholarship never ceases to amaze me. Each year, Kentlake is increasing the number of students eligible to access different awards and recognitions. We increased our number of students awarded the President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence to 40 recipients. These students earned a GPA of at least 3.5 and scored in the 85th percentile on the SBA. 30 students earned their associate's degree in addition to their high school diploma. Finally, Kentlake had 7 students with a perfect 4.0 GPA and 1 student with absolutely perfect attendance for 4 years. Kentlake Falcons do not shy away from academic challenges. Instead, they approach difficult classes with energy and confidence. We are proud of the many extracurricular accomplishments of this class. This is a class characterized by their activism. We are proud of our Key Club and Honor Society that continues to support our community. Our Environmental Club is changing the world with their work on recycling and environmental awareness. I am excited to see the leadership our students will bring to our community in the upcoming years. On February 15th, after an extended period of time away from competition, our athletes were able to compete again. And our athletes showed up with force. 95 senior athletes participated across 20 different programs. Baseball won the 3A division. Dance placed 3rd in state in Palm, and track was 1st in their league for both boys and girls. This was in addition to the numerous individual records broken for swim, golf, track and field, and cross country. But when I think back on athletics this year, it is our athletes' activism and leadership that stands out. Using their leadership skills they have learned across the years, Kentlake stood proudly to demand the reopening of athletics for students. And this act of leadership was the first step in successfully opening up schools for students. Our Falcons have spent the last 4 years not just thinking about getting their diploma, but what they will do after they graduate. As a school, we have placed a great emphasis not only on graduating, but graduating to something. And I am proud to report the following. Our seniors in our Adaptive Support Center and Support Center students are graduating to the Transition Outreach Program to continue their work on developing job readiness and academic skills. Of our students polled, 38% report that they are graduating to a 2-year college, trade, or technical school to study areas like music management, phlebotomy, healthcare management, culinary, and aesthetics. Another 39% of our students report they are graduating to a 4-year college across the nation, from schools as close as the University of Washington and Central to as far away as Howard University in Washington, D.C. And another 38% of our students report they already have jobs to support their transition into the next stage of their life. Our Falcons are leaving our nest, ready to charge ahead into this next journey. Normally at this time in my speech, I would let you know that in a moment you're going to walk across the stage. I would implore you to take a moment to pause, take in your surroundings, and really reflect on the important people in your lives that have assisted you in reaching this very important milestone. But this isn't a normal graduation ceremony. Instead, in a moment, you will see the smiling faces of our graduates flash across the screen as we recognize our students' important accomplishments. As this happens, graduates, know that wherever our Falcon family is at that moment, when you watch this, we are proud of you. Very proud of you. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Have you ever gone up a super steep hill? Like the East Hill downtown Kent? You know, the kind where you're like, I really gotta lay my foot into this to make it to the top. And then just as you reach the top and let out a sigh of relief, bam, there's a stop sign, or someone crossing the street, or part 2 of the hill. That's how this last year has felt. It's been a year of sitting in the unknown, not knowing what was going to happen, month to month, and having more questions than answers. But even with all this uncertainty and new challenges, you did it. You pushed through and made it to the top. You made it to your 2021 graduation. In a more traditional year, there are enough hardships as it is. And to be where you are now with everything that has happened is quite the accomplishment. And the craziness that this year doesn't erase your past accomplishments. This class is truly an amazing one. In this class, I've seen students stop their work to help a stranger. I've seen kids rise up as coaches to push and teach their teammates. I've seen you guys use your own wages to buy food for another. I've seen kids push through a 5K to turn around and cheer on the other team. I've seen kids who were told once that they couldn't, and they did. This last year was an obstacle. It may have taken a few attempts to clear, but here you are. But now as you get ready to leave high school, you have a new hill to face. And I want you to know that this unknown isn't going away. The unknown can be exciting and maybe a little scary. Think about how you felt when you first got ready for high school, the newness and the obstacles you faced, and how it shaped you. Think about how you felt as you tried a new sport or a hobby for the first time, learning new ways to better yourself, which meant trying new things. The unknown gives us a chance to push ourselves. Take an instance for the student from Cambridge who was sent home to quarantine as schools began to shut down. This man unexpectedly spent nearly a year at home with some extra time on his hands. During that year in isolation, he used that time to reflect. And in that reflection came some of the greatest realizations of our time. And no, I'm not talking about the realization that there's a tray underneath your toaster. In isolation, this man, Sir Isaac Newton, formed ideas about gravity, experimented with light, and brought calculus to life. From a time of unknown and uncertainty came calculus. I know, calculus. Derivatives, letters, and math, you're like, I wish that just never happened. But at its simplest form, calculus is meant to find the optimal solution. And without it, things like space travel, engineering, and even architecture wouldn't be the same. While you probably didn't invent a new math during this last school year, and may have been guilty of watching The Tiger King instead, you were left to find the optimal solution for you. Whether you took up painting, went for a run, or binge watched Stranger Things, I hope you found something that worked for you. I hope that you found something new about yourself. And I hope that as you were continuously faced with the unknown, that you had time to reflect and think about yourself. And now after today, you are faced with another unknown. What next? Some of you sitting here thinking, Miss P, I know what I'm doing. I am going straight into electrician training. I am shipping out to basic training next week. I'm working at Jamba Juice for a while, or I'm getting ready for college. With all these plans, you face more choices and freedom, and with that, more uncertainty. As you get ready for life after high school, the unknown will present itself over and over again. Things will inevitably not go according to plan. New opportunities will pop up, your interests may change, and all of this you will learn how to respond to the unknown. No matter how you respond, it's okay. Each time is another opportunity for you to learn something new about yourself. Stay strong, stay positive. You got this. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Hello, class of 2021. Let's start out by letting out a huge sigh of relief. Try to capture this moment and be truly proud of yourself for everything you had to do to get here. Do not bat an eye to the significance of today. I ask you that you stop thinking about what you will be doing post-high school just for 1 second. Because our whole life, we've been asked who we want to be when we grow up. Today, I challenge you to ask yourself who you are right now. Pretty soon, you will be high school graduates. Some of us have known each other since we were 5 years old. And now, here we are, a group of 17 and 18-year-olds celebrating a day we will never forget. But now what? We never stopped hearing, what are you doing after high school? But don't be scared of saying that you don't know. Life does not just depend on the job you have, the school you go to, or the major you pick. So, work on yourself and do what you want to do. Worry about today. Fall in love, get your bag, and cherish these last moments of being a young adult. So that leaves the question of who am I? I'm the proud son of 2 amazing Mexican parents who helped me get here today. Growing up, my Spanish-speaking parents had trouble understanding the speakers at all of my school events. Now that I am a speaker, I want to dedicate something to them in Spanish. So the next 30 seconds go out to them and any other Spanish-speaking parents. Bienvenidos a la graduación de la clase de 2021. Les quería dar gracias no nomás a mis padres, pero también a los demás padres que vinieron a este país por su familia. Sé que es difícil vivir en un país y un estado donde la mayoría de la gente nomás habla inglés. Como hijo de padres mexicanos, quería dedicarles algo en español. Quería darles las gracias por su gran esfuerzo y su gran apoyo. Por ustedes estamos aquí. Muchas gracias. Speaking Spanish is a big part of who I am. So who are you today? Don't be afraid of the uncertainty. It's normal to change, and it's more than okay to strive in what you believe in. Some of us have been the best at sports since we came out the womb. Others have been reading at a 10th grade level since the 4th grade. Many chose to express their creativeness with art and music. These are experiences that shaped us to become today's version of ourselves. As a school, as a class, and as friends, we did things together since the beginning of Kentlake. Starting with our first week of finals, you saw your best friends, acquaintances, and maybe your even then rivals asking you for some last-minute study help. But we got through it. Yes, some of us may have cried, and some of us didn't get that perfect grade you had hoped for, but at the end of the day, we all got through it together, and that's what had mattered most. If we had not gone through all the ups and downs of high school, we wouldn't have anything to remember it. Those events are what brought us closer than any other class before us. No matter how much people, snowstorms, or worldwide pandemics try to stop us from being together, we still found a way to make amazing memories, even if it was 6 feet apart. High school has only been the beginning of our character development. We have learned so much about each other and about ourselves. Learning about each other is the most important thing about school. Memorizing the quadratic formula and remembering the definition of 262 words for the SAT is also very important, but you learn the most from people who are different from you. Respecting and listening to other people's ideas is what creates a working community. Being able to be educated is a privilege that we should all be aware of having. I am so proud of Kentlake and its staff for becoming aware and supporting their BIPOC students. Starting to acknowledge movements like Black Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate, and supporting the LGBTQ+ community is what unites us and makes us feel safe to be a part of Kentlake. I've mentioned how important it is becoming who you are right now, but becoming doesn't mean you've arrived. I am so proud of graduating from a school that works towards supporting their students in need. And now more than ever, we rely on each other for comfort. Don't forget that this is only a pit stop in our lives. I leave you with a task, that you take that Falcon pride and that support for others around you and use it in your day-to-day. That could be in your workplace, college, university, or your community. It is now up to us to be in charge of the change. Our future begins with who you want to be today. Thank you.
If you ask anyone older what they remember about high school, they'd probably say going to prom, graduating, or hanging out with friends at school activities. They definitely wouldn't say Zoom meetings, wearing face masks, or attending school from their bedroom. So, in the future, when someone asks, what do you remember most from high school? It's going to look a little bit different. As class of 2021, we have learned to cherish the memories that we do have from our time spent at Kentlake. Maybe that's chanting at football games, eating lunch with friends, and playing sports. Or maybe it's performing in plays, meeting new people at clubs, attending your first pep rally, or taking fun electives. As we take the next step into our lives, I hope we can remember the good times that we spent at Kentlake, and not just the unfortunate times that we've had this past year. Being a teenager in 2020 was monumental, and not just because we spent hours binge-watching Netflix, listened to 2 new Taylor Swift albums, and experienced a nationwide toilet paper shortage, but because some of you participated in an ongoing civil rights movement, voted in a critical election, and still turned in your homework by 11:59. I know that class of 2021 will do big things in the future. I hope to recognize names on the big screen, in a gallery, on a ballot, or in a scientific journal. I'm so proud of all your hard work and dedication, and if you didn't think you'd make it this far, I'm so glad that you're here. I'd like to thank all of our teachers who had to navigate an entire new way to teach hundreds of students, for not giving up on us when things got tough, and for grading all of our missing work. I'd also like to thank the parents who spent many long hours helping us with math homework, made sure we got up on time, and supported us for 18 years in our academic journey. So, although our senior year did look a little bit different, we persevered, overcame, and adapted to the changes being thrown at us. As one of the smartest and socially aware classes of our time, the world will not be the same, and that's what makes us different. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Inclusion matters. My life at Kentlake has been wonderful thanks to the students and staff for going above and beyond to help me feel included in school activities. Especially Mr. Koss, Mr. Thompson, Mr. Ma, Mr. Fisher, Mr. Gammett, Mr. Williams, Mr. Chance, and Mrs. Landy, as well as the ASB and leadership team and the football team and so many others. I would also like to thank my family who has supported me in participating in these activities. I have so many great memories from my 4 years at Kentlake. Like being picked by a group of students as their dodgeball coach for a charity game where Ryan Clausen's team came in first and mine came in second. Ryan is a good friend to me. That day made me feel important. Matthew Johnson walks me to my 5th period class so I don't need a teacher to do it. That makes me feel more independent. 4th period leadership with KD Wilton is an important memory because she planned a special ed dance with me as the DJ. It was fun and makes me feel like I am part of the school. Coach Hurt, Coach Ma and Mr. Thompson allowed me to be a football manager my senior year, which made me feel proud and like I could express my school spirit. As I look to my future, I hope there are people like these to include me in workplaces and friend groups. I am such a social person that I will be looking for a job where I can interact with disabled and non-disabled people. Inclusion matters so much to people who don't always fit into the mainstream. Our ideas matter. Our hopes matter. Our feelings matter. Class of 2021, I challenge you to go into the world and help people around you be included. It may be a small thing you can do that means the whole world to someone. Inclusion matters.
On behalf of the Kent School Board, it is my honor to accept the Kentlake class of 2021.
All right, Falcons, you are now officially graduated. It is now time to move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, we did it!